Big day yesterday.
Yeah, very hard waking up today, but
You've done the rehearsal. The stage concept has been revealed.
yes, it has.
How do you feel about all of that?
When you step on that stage after not being allowed to be on stage for so long, it was unbelievable. And I knew for me yesterday, the most important part vocally was the sound check to show that when I sing the big notes, it can get very loud. So we have to make sure the levels, and that's why we were so proud when we did the viewing after the rehearsal to see what the actual on-screen sounds like. I was very, very happy because the levels were there. The performance is so intricate with all the little technicalities. Now moving on to the next rehearsal in a few days where hopefully we'll level up even more.
Is that when you'll hit the notes?
I always say if you blow your voice the first rehearsal, what are you going to do for the rest of it? Because there's so much coming. And it's not an easy song to sing.
You know, like I have no doubt that you're going to follow through and be amazing.
Or the key for me is to be honest while doing it. Because if you go onto autopilot, then there's that potential trap of losing the emotion in it.
Visually, you've got that augmented reality happening on the press, which you can't see, right?
That was the big focus yesterday, to be like, where exactly do I stop? Where do I move? Because if I'm 1 millimeter off, you lose the magic of, but we wanted to give the viewer something that nobody can get in the hall.
There's a lot of creative ideas that have been realized with that song. But now, I don't know if you're aware, but people are comparing the broken mirror ball to Dotta's performance of Bulletproof in Melfest last year.
People compare. That's okay. I have my story, I have my vision, and this is how we wanted to make it come to life. And yes, the shield is in a way a warrior shield because we're all warriors struggling through. So we wanted to figure that out, and we knew that mirrors would be the best effect.
Since that rehearsal, you've also inspired me because I've started to make my costume for, I know this looks ridiculous.
It's amazing.
It's gonna, I don't know, I'm just gonna blind all my friends.
But it's also, the whole metaphor of it, a mirror is literally your best friend and your worst enemy. So that was the basis of what we wanted to talk about, and that theme of turning darkness into light.
I did want to ask you also how deep your backbend is going to go.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm so on at the moment.
This is where I stand, everybody.
Hopefully as far as I don't tumble over. And even if that happens, death drop realness it is. So there we go.
I think you've got to, remain fit for things like that because, you don't want to pull like that.
While you're holding a note for 13 seconds.
Exactly. It's muscles here, it's muscles here. And I actually wanted to ask you about your tattoos.
You can kind of see there's the elements here.
Yeah. And so they kind of
yin and yang fits into each other. And then underneath, you've got words in Latin. I love, you love, we love. Amo, amas, amat. One heard in music.
That was on the flag in the photo shoot, wasn't it?
Yes.
Beautiful photos, by the way. Oh my God, yes.
So what we decided to do here is the flag has the chorus of the song. They all tried to break us.
Oh, that's amazing. You need to iron that or steam it to get those creases out.
Unpacking.
Okay, so let's talk about the Attitude article because you've been out to your family and friends for, the good part of, 20 years, right? Why now?
I wanted to do it because of the song I wrote. In it, I say all of these things. My walls are down, my heart is in your hand. And I said, it's time to be an example. And yes, I've been blessed to live in countries where it's not a question or an issue. But every time I go home, I have to put a mask on. To me, it was okay because for me, my loved ones know who I am, what I am, and accept me for me. And they see me as a human being with a heart. Sadly, in the Balkans, that's not the case. So when we spoke to Attitude, they said, one of the first questions, Will asked me, we said, Vas, are you ready for this? Because this could be a very big scandal for you. And I told him, yeah, Will, I was very scared talking to you. Yes, I want to do it, but somebody has to take the risk to stand. And once the whole drama with the music video happened, I realized the importance, especially artists who have no freedom globally to be themselves. And I said, wow, I must be the voice for the voiceless. Then we said, if I was scared, I am so proud and confident right now and can hardly wait to share the story. So we had this beautiful chat, and I think they did a beautiful job of bringing it up because we have to do it, especially in the Balkans. And then other countries, even I would say Australia, you take freedom for granted.
Do you think that going to those countries helped you accept who you are a lot early on so that you can be resilient and strong to take it back to the place where you grew up?
My mom and I always talk about it. We said, what do you think would have happened had I, as a child pop star, stayed in Macedonia and realized this, how hard that journey would have been? And this is where I was like, holy smokes, I feel like I've been chosen to go through all of this in order to be an example. And at first I didn't believe it, but so many life events with me had happened, where there's deportation, just the list goes on and on and on and on. All of these uncontrollable factors that have made me who I am and inspired for me to write Here I Stand.
Has the response been quite positive for you from Macedonia, from the article?
Yes, half and half. Of course, there's always going to be the people who attack. A lot of beautiful things have started to happen. People are attacking. I released the article. Parents are speaking up. So there's a lot of articles that are starting to come out that say it's unfair. Be careful the words you choose because they are the future. They are the children. And I always say words are bullets. Be careful. We write them so easily on social media, but we have to realize that those are bullets that are directed towards somebody. And if a little kid sees it, you shape their future.
Is this the kind of advice that you would have want to have been said to you at a young age?
When I was growing up, there was no internet, there was no cell phones, there was no Instagram. So this bullying, especially cyberbullying, I experienced for the first time when the video was released. And that's what gave me the power to speak up, because yes, we hear about it. Until you experience it, you kind of have no idea. And I said, thank you for me being 36 years old and not 17, 16, getting this attack, because I woke up 2 weeks in a row with about 400 to 500 messages of threats, attacks every day. Of course, I don't read them, but sometimes you can't avoid it. You wake up, you see your phone, notifications, messages, and the words you see, you're just like, where do you even come up with that?
And no one's ever prepared for that level of interest.
No, that's one of the hardest, is that mental awareness, mental health awareness. Once again, that's what this light floating is. It's just the shield. And that's why the biggest challenge for this is for me to stay humble, real, and be able to share that story and give the love back while singing it properly.
You being an inspiration to others, who inspires you?
Might be a cheesy answer, but my quest for truth. I had an honor with the choir when I was little. We sang this performance at the White House for the 20 most influential people in the world. And I had the chance to meet Maya Angelou. And she said something that I think has inspired me almost every day of my life. She said, child, always go after truth. Because if you go from your truth, no matter how hard, nobody can touch you.
That's a very narrow target, in the sense that, you know, like, you don't have to listen to all the noise.
I mean, we all have the inside voice that always says, you're not good, you're not good, but just be like, I know you're here, just take it easy, let me do my thing. Before you write, think.
Speaking of writing, are you writing?
Yes, so I have, my Macedonian album is fully recorded. That is going to be released very soon, but my next thing is I'm also working on an English EP, so there's 4 songs coming. They're already in the works, but that is something that I can hardly wait to put out there.
You've just opened up to me and opened up to the world. Thank you so much.
Welcome, thank you.